Welcome back. Okay, on the X2805, let's get a look at the hour meter here, 1701. The issue is, from what I understand in an email, it's wearing on one side more than the other. So I'm assuming that there may be an issue with the amount of pressure on one side. So let's take a look and see if anything's loose. Pad driver seems to be secure. Okay. And I'm going to look at the other side here. It's hard to say here. I'm just kind of comparing one side to the other. Just eyeballing it. They look like they're even, but I don't feel any looseness in here. As far as, sorry about that, that's my headlamp. I don't think okay. Okay, so looking at where the deck connects here, that looks fine. The front looks fine. Boy, lots of chemical buildup on this unit, and somehow something's leaking, or they're allowing, I don't know. It's hard to say what's happening here. I'm gonna look around the other side. See if there's any way that this may have gotten hit. Here's the other side. There's the front side of the deck connection, and that looks fine. The only other thing is this actuator, but we're gonna have to run it through and exercise it. Look at the filth on the bottom of this. That's crazy. Okay, so it's just too much chemical getting down. Never seen this so inundated with dried on chemical, and that's going to affect the flow of water and chemical. This is crazy. Okay, just another thing that we kind of look for in keeping the machine clean is this debris that's hanging, and that's got to be cleaned up after every use. It's just, what's going to happen is that's going to fall down, and it's going to fall down and it's going to get caught in the drain, no doubt. The best way to clean these out is with a pressure gun. Do it the best you can, and then drain it. This is the filter up top. This hasn't been cleaned in a while. So just some housekeeping issues that need to be followed through on. Okay, I'm getting ready to start, and the pad pressure is set at minimum water with chemical and vacuum, of course. So I'm going to take a look and see how they can tell it's wearing on one side. I've never had this issue before, so we'll go ahead and start, and I'll see if there's anything out of the ordinary that I can see. I might have to go into the settings menu to see if something had happened. Okay, so I think I know what they're talking about here. So if you look at the distance between here, the pad driver location, kind of see the difference. This is probably going to require the deck to be pulled out and ensure everything's not being pulled out. So my concern is probably the pad drivers being secured into the plate, the fixture for the motors. That's what I could see. So I'm gonna have to quote at least a couple hours of labor to see if we can get that. And also, I think there's a buildup of solution that hasn't been cleared out. We may have to take care of some of that because they're not clearing it out themselves. Pulled the deck out and noticed that there's a lot of chemical spillage, and I think there's clogging. That's probably why there's just so much. Look how much. It's like an artery that's almost completely blocked. I just don't understand why there's so much chemical buildup in there unless it's being put back inside the solution tank again. It's hard to say. They must be using additional chemicals maybe. It's hard to say. But we're gonna flip it over, take it to the shop, and reassess it. Okay, one thing I noticed on the side that we're having issues with is there's extreme warping on the pad driver itself because they're leaving the pads on and it's not drying naturally. There's more of the chemical buildup on there. So they're not taking the pads off on a daily basis. Okay, I got the pad drivers off and they are coated with a film of chemical. This is the one that we said that was bad, definitely bad because of warping. So that's what's actually pushing down the pads. So this is the other one. It's all caked. This one wasn't as bad, but other things we got to look at here is this bearing is, looks like that's damaged. It feels crusty. This one's definitely gone. There's just a lot of wear and tear. It's just mostly chemical. I don't know how that other stuff is getting in there, because I think one of these motors had to be replaced because it got breached. But we're gonna have to try to recondition what we can. I'm checking all the isolators here too. These are the rubber cushions. None of them feel like they're broken. Just some more damage. This is just a plastic piece that's supposed to keep water out. Last time I looked at it, it was in good shape, but just a lot of water just being sprayed all over. So it's making it brittle.